2, 1. This meeting is being recorded.
Thank you, Marianne, our robot lady. Okay, good afternoon and welcome, everybody. I'm so glad to see you here on a Saturday, and we're going to do some important work. I believe assignment 2 has been marked, and some of you have received the marks. Anybody on the call would like to share that with me? Or with us? Anybody? Somebody?
No marks.
Okay, no marks. All right, great. Right, let's continue then. So we're going to go on to assignment 3. I'm going to put assignment 2 on hold because, I beg your pardon? Yes. Is that Zibani, student Zibani? All right, I think she's having issues with her mic. All right, so I'm going to put assignment 2 on hold because I believe assignment 3 is available. So if you click on your My Modules tab, have you seen this, Marianne, Abdul, Sibu, Michelle?
Not as yet, sir.
Oh, okay. Assignment 3 is available, right? Assessment 3, it's called. It opened on the 27th of June, and it closes on Friday, the 15th of September. So we basically have about 5 to 6 weeks to sort it out. But you must remember, there's 60 odd questions. So if I look at the assignment, there's it's all multiple choice, I noticed, and there's 60 questions, right? So if you look at 60 questions, and we need to get through basically the entire syllabus, the entire curriculum, that's 54 questions, more, there's a little bit more. All right, we'll talk about that. So here's the assignment, and it's got all students have already attempted it. So Marianne, have you seen this assignment, assessment 3?
I have, yes, but I haven't. I mean, I know it's out, but I haven't attempted it yet because it only closes in September, and there are like other things that have been more urgent. So it was a case of, okay, we'll shelve that.
Okay, I hear you, but I'm the COS 1511 e-tutor, which is the most important lesson right now, and the most important module.
Listen, we've got 2 back-to-back maths assignments. You can tell me what you like.
Okay,
quite snakeless.
All right, but at this point in time at 12:05 on the 5th of August, you and module COS 1511 group 1E is most important, all right? So we're going to start attempting this question, and I'm fortunate in that I have the assignment. So let's have a look at that. Let me share my screen, and I'm going to assist you for the next couple of weeks until this assignment is sorted out, right? Because this is my strategy. You need to attain assignment, when I say assignment objectives, because the examiner or the lecturer wants to know whether you can answer the assignment questions, and more often than not, if you are able to answer the assignment questions, then you are able to answer the exam questions. So there were some of you that asked me, sir, do you have past year papers, and do we have the memos for the past year papers? Yes, I do have that, but you are not ready to tackle that, in my humble opinion. And I've got about 20 odd years of experience of teaching programming, and I also have 1 or 2 qualifications in IT, right? So Marianne, Abdul. Yes. You take my word for it. This is a nice strategy that works for this for COS 1511. So you should get to grasp with assignment 1 and assignment 2. Make sure that you know that in and out, and start working on assignment 3. Well, they call it assessment 3. And in assessment 3, it's a quiz. And well, in my case, it's not yet marked. But if I look at the question, it says, what is the output produced by the program below? Now, last week, I introduced you to a little story sum. If we had to make this into a story sum in terms of what objective they are requesting as you for you as a student, what story sum would this be, Abdul? Talk to me. What are they testing you on?
Also, are you talking about the code that is on the screen
The
or
code,
the
the program?
assessment?
Well, the assessment, the code. To talk to me as a story, Sam. You know I love stories.
From what I'm seeing on the screen, so I can say once upon a time there was a student called
Once
Link.
upon a time, there was a student who had to answer. Abdul. Once upon a time, there was a module cost 1511, and there's assessment 3, and this is due on the 15th of September. Now, don't make the mistake of trying to answer it on the 14th of September. Abdul?
I hear you, sir.
You hear me? You hear me, right? And that goes to everybody as well. There's, let's go to the end of this. There's how many there? There's 60 questions. Oh my word, 60 questions. Abdul? So 60 questions if we had to have time management in place. And that's what I also noticed about UNISA students. You guys don't know time management, right? Time management. I understand Marianne said she's got other modules as well. The not so important modules like, what is it, Marianne? Maths? Cost 15.
I'll say MAT 1503, try it.
Oh, 1503. Okay. And Abdul has some other modules as well. What's the other modules you have to do, Abdul?
I also have 1503 and 1512.
Okay, so let's talk about time management. We've got 60 questions. We've got 4 weeks. So if you can work about 5 questions a week, maybe that will help. All right. So I'm going to start you off with question number 1. Let's just talk broadly in terms of the assignment. If you look at question number 1, ma'am wants to talk to you about once upon a time there was an assignment. Question 1 dealt with, they're talking about strings out here. And you know how I know that, Abdul?
Because of the data type?
Yeah, the data type. And she's saying includes string out here. And these are some actions that they want on the string, right? Name.size. I think without even going through it, Abdul, we can talk about size out here. Size matters in strings. Isn't that so, Abdul?
I would say so, sir.
Yeah. Hey, Fazilina is on the call. Hello, Fazilina. How are you? Talk to me. Let's see. What do you think that assignment 3, question 1 is what's the objective here, Fazilina?
Hi, sir. The objective is to print out the string computer.
Right. So Fazilina, just look straight away at the bottom of the screen, see out statement. You can see how she's already a programmer. She knows what she's talking about. When I ask you for the objective of the question, she's identified quite correctly as the output. So they want you to display the output, Fazilina. And in terms of computation, Fazilina, what are they talking about? What do they expect you to do? Or hey,
what do they expect us to do?
Yeah.
They expect us to output the string name computer.
Right. And there's some operations on the string, right?
Yes.
Let's see if anybody else can help me there. Lebo, are you on? Would you be able to talk to me what processing on the string that needs to be done there, Lebo?
Oh,
Lebo?
so
Yes.
do they also want us to mention the size of the string computer?
Yeah, the size. When I talk about size, what is it? Is it the size, how heavy the string is? Is it a size 32, size 36, size 40?
Are they talking about the number of letters?
Yeah, number of letters. Instead of saying letters, let's use another word for strings. Hey, we got some background music here. Yeah, what are they talking about in terms of size? Okay, let me help you, right? Let me help you. Let me help you. So here I have a little program out here. I've got a program and I'm going to talk about what we mentioned now, right? So Abdul, can you see my little program, Abdul? I named it after you.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Okay, I
Marianne.
can see it.
Yeah, right. So in order to answer this question, we need to learn what are the operations that take place on strings. Okay, so I took the liberty of typing out the program. Here's the program out here. And guess what? I couldn't do a copy and paste. I think ma'am caught up with us where we copy and paste and we just run the program. All right. Now, one way of doing this is to simply type it out and see what the output is. Okay. But we don't want to do that, right, Abdul? We want to learn about all these little things that says is slower. I slower. Abdul, check this out. Abdul, what is I slower? I supper.
Well, is lower to me. Is lower to me would be an operation that would be performed on a string. So in this particular case, let's say if the string was in capital letters, once you operate is lower on that string, it will turn it into small letters.
Oh, okay. I thought it says I slower. Marianne, how's it for a joke? Abdul, you got that joke? Okay. And what about I supper? Abdul, I supper, is that what we're going to have later on tonight?
That would be the opposite of is lower, which is capitalizing in this case. So if it was in small letters, then you're capitalizing.
Michelle, you got that computer joke. Michelle Neatling. You know, unmute and say hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Hi, Michelle. How's that joke, Michelle, about I supper?
I prefer I supper to I slower.
Oh, great. Thank you, Michelle. Right. So I supper and I slower. So like Abdul was talking about, they mentioning something about this upper and lower case. And I think it was who was it? Was it Zibani or Lebo had mentioned the size, meaning the number of letters. So let's talk in terms of strings. Size actually refers to the number of characters in a string. So I wrote a little program out here because I want you to get to grasp with each concept. All right. In terms of the string, I'm calling a library function in line number 2. It says include string. And because I have include string, I can have name.size. I can have upper. I can have lower, is lower. Thank you, Abdul. You got the joke. Thank you for that, right? So that's cool. So we got the joke there, right? So let's see what happens out here. In name.size, none of you have started the assignment, or the assessment 3. So hopefully this is new to you and you learn something in the next 15 minutes or so. So let's compile this little program. It says, what is it expected before name? Something is missing here. Up line number 12.
Those direction characters, what are they called? Those greater than or less than signs.
Yeah, what about
between it? You need to have them between the
string
yes. Codes and name.
Oh, okay.
What is this character called again? Is it insertion? Is it insertion or
well, to me, it's the fast forward button and the fast rewind button. How's that? Nice joke, right? Okay. So let's compile this thing and let's see what name.size does, right? So let's run the program. So here it is. It's string name equals Prinavin. That's my name. And I'm saying cout name.size is, so I'm using this, let's call it a function, and there's no parameters being passed. I'm just simply having this variable name, and I'm applying this operation called size, right? Size matters in computers, right? Okay. And like one of the participants mentioned, it counts the number of letters, but instead of saying letters, I'm going to say characters, because if I say letters, then I'm only restricting it to alphabets. But a string can have both letters and numbers, right? So let's run the program. By the way, before we run this program, any ideas what it will give me? When I display name.size? how many characters?
3, 6. It might bring back 8, I think.
8.
Oh, thank you. Who was that? I heard another voice except Abdul. Who was that? Hello.
That is myself.
And okay, who's me? Who's me?
It's Tula.
Hello. It's Tula. I can't see your name out here.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Tula. Where's Tula's? Okay, where are you calling us from, Tula?
Tula Simba.
Where are you calling us from?
From small town in KZN called Mandini.
Mandini. That's not a small town. Hey, I'm in KZN too. Okay, well done. Thank you. My student from Mandini. Right, student from Mandini, which is a nice town. So how did you get 8? Tell me.
He counted the number of the string characters.
Right. Let's see if you're right. Right. Let's see if you're right. The number dot size is 8. The name is Prinavin. Right. Lovely. So you counted it in terms of the string. Now let me tell you about a string, and let's talk a little bit about an array. An array you can think of as being a specialized string, or you can think of a string as being a specialized array. And we count the number of characters, like my student from a big town called Mandini said, 8. Because if you call P for Prinavin, P-R-I-N-A-V-I-N, that's 8 characters. But let's go and change that now. Let's go and change it and see if it works as well. So let's Mandini, M-A-N-D-I-N-I, Mandini. All right, let's run this. Let's run the program. Let's run the program. And let's see, in honor of this of people from Mandini. Hey, man, is Mandini 7 letters? A student from Mandini. Hello. Oh,
yes, it is.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
7. Right. Great. So now we learned that name.size gives me the number of characters in there. So just to prove to the student that told me that it's only alphabets, let's go and put in some numbers out there. And let's see now. Let's run the program, build and run. And it says the number is 16, right? Oops, let's count over there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Right. So to answer the question, the response was that it is only characters, it's also numbers. Now, name.size. Let's see what else they are testing us in this program. In this program, they talk about something. Now we understand what is name.size in here. So in line number 7, it says for int equals 0, x is less than name.size x plus plus. So they want us to run the loop from 0 all the way to name.size. Now, there's something else you need to know about us computer programmers. Yes, Marianne, you got a question?
No, I don't. I just see that there's something on the chats.
Oh, yes.
I think Fizzalina said that she's having difficulty seeing. I was just wondering if any of the other students are also experiencing that difficulty, because I do actually have your screen up. So.
Oh, it's fine.
I don't know.
Fizzalina, are you able to see it? Oh, Michelle has done assignment 3. Well done, assignment 3, Michelle. Yay!
So I can see it as you're coding, but I can't see the console window when you run the program.
Oh, okay. That's weird. Let me share my screen. I think I must let's stop the share and reshare the screen. And now can you see it? Now can you see that? On my side, it's showing a green border, right?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you for that. Let me just experiment quickly with the share. Let's share the screen again. And I want to share my entire screen. Let's go there. And now are you able to see both, Fizzalina?
Yes.
Oh, great. Thank you, Fizzalina.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Come on, Marianne, you should just check the chat and everything on the go. Your robots, right? Thank you, Marianne. Thank you. I owe you big time for this. Okay, so we've got to learn. Well done, Michelle. Michelle, you can be excused if you like because you've done the assignment. But I hope you learned something from today, Michelle. Right, but don't give any answers to anybody. Okay, Michelle? Okay,
Never,
cool.
sir.
No. You don't learn anything if you copy from other people, right? Okay, so number one is name.size. Now let's talk about this thing about zero. Computer programmers, in terms of arrays, you're going to learn about this a little later on, they tend to count from zero. So you must keep that in mind, okay? Cebu, label, Sisoka, student Sisoka, keep that in mind when we're talking about arrays. Keep that in mind with strings. Like I said, strings and array, one-dimensional arrays, we kind of use them interchangeably. Cool. Then the next thing they talk about is, there we go, it says name subscript X. Let's go and learn about that. I want to display name, and I'm going to say name subscript 1, right? And I like this word. It says the name. Let's change this thing. What is name subscript 1? Name subscript 1, right? Anybody like to guess what would be the response?
I think it would be
I believe
sir. I mean, sorry,
No,
9.
M.
9.
Nine.
Number 9.
Number 9. Okay. Number 9. Anybody else?
I agree with 9.
Is that the student from Mandini?
Yes, sir.
Is that student Sisonka?
Yes, sir. That's me.
Mr. Sisonka. Did I pronounce it correctly,
Yes.
Mr. Sisonka? Right. Okay, so you said 9. Anybody wants to say M? Okay, let's run the program. Right? Let's run the program. And it says the name subscript 1 is 9. Right? Let's make it look a little bit pretty. Fazilina, I hope you can see the C out ENDL, right? Fazilina, I hope you can see the screen in terms of the output.
Yes, I can see. Thank you.
Fazilina,
I
great.
can see, but
Right.
kind of small.
So it's given me the subscript 1, which is indeed 9. All right. Student Sisonka and student Abdul.
Would you like us to explain what's going on?
No,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So let me go and now put in 0 out there. Let me go and put in 0, build and run. And it's now going to give me M. Okay, give me a second. Someone's hooting at the gate here. Hello. Hi. Oh, is that a delivery? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, sorry about that. I'm back again. We got a delivery, right? Right, great. Okay, so talk to me. What is a 0, which I just mentioned to you just now?
It's the indexing.
Index 0, yeah, right. So keep that in mind as well, because that's what happens in the exam. They want to confuse you, and they want you to find out a particular variable, and they say, hey, what is this? Subscript 0. Let's make it look pretty. Right? So take note of that. In an array, we count as follows: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So you need to keep that in mind when you're looking at the loop. Okay. So that's what happens out here. X is equal to 0 because I'm looking at C. I'm starting from position C and I run all the way to 1 less than that. All right. So that's why it's less than in line number 7. Student Sisoka from Mandini, you cool with that?
Yes, sir.
You cool with that? Right.
Yes, sir.
So if I have to run this program, If I run the program, let's go to Marianne 2. I run the program, and let's just now change it to, there we go. It says it runs. The name subscript for 0 is M. The name is M9809111. All right. Now, if I wanted to run and access all the elements of that string, all the elements, then I need my for loop. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I spoke about the for loop, and I mentioned that a for loop is used when we know for certain that there are 10 elements in the that we are counting, or there's 20 elements, right? That's what the for loop would do. It will run 10 times. It will run whether there's something happening or not. But the while loop is dependent on a condition. While something is happening, while x is not equal to 0, while I have the energy, I must run around the ground, all right? Now, whenever we are working with strings, whenever we're working with arrays, be it a one-dimensional array or a two-dimensional array, we generally tend to use a for loop. So if you want to make that as a rule of thumb, for loop for the array, right? So now let me go and see what happens when I do this, right? So now I've changed the program a little bit, and I want to see what happens when I run the program with name subscript. I'm using the loop variable, right? I'm using the loop variable in there, and let's end the loop somewhere there, right? Abdul, what do I want to achieve? What do I want to show you, Abdul?
You want to access all the characters within the string, sir.
Right. So I want to.
So for as long as the string is, or whatever the length of the string might be, you are just trying to come up with a for loop that will be able to access any string in any characters in any length of the string or any size of the string.
Okay, let's see if I'm correct, right? Let's see what I want to do here, right? Let's build and run this thing. So, Fezalina, are you able to see the output as well? Fezalina?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am, sir. I'm sorry, I'm trying to join.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You're right. Okay, when I'll take note of this. I'll call your name out first, and then I'll ask you for the long story, right? Okay. So there we go. Let's make it a little bit more meaningful. Let's put down X out there, and my forward and rewind buttons. Right. Let's see if that makes a little sense. That makes it look prettier, right? So now, watch this. Fezalina, get ready to unmute. Can you see it says the name subscript 0 is M, name subscript 1 is 9, name subscript 2 is 8, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So the array runs from 0 to 9. Here's my revision of a loop. I'm talking about name.size. We already know that name. Oh, listen to this. Student Susanka from Mandini, you told me that it was 8 characters or 9 characters. Even though I'm starting from position 0, the length of the, oh, that's another word you can use, length. It's 9 minus 1, basically. So I got 8 out there, right? If I want to count it, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my, this goes to 10. Let me just see what is name.size. Let's just see what is name.size again. Is it see out the length of the string is name.size, right? And compile this thing, and let's just run it. Then it's 10. It's 10, right? Because 9 plus that extra 0 position is also added, right? So they're also testing you on your ability to identify the concept of an array, basically. An array is a data structure where all the elements are the same. Can you see every single element here is a character? I know some of you may dispute and say, hey, it's both an alphabet and a number. Put together, they are characters. Okay, cool with that? Abdul?
Cool. So would you say size and length basically perform the same operation on that
Yeah, you
string?
can see it over
So
here. You can see it happening. Yeah, you can see it happening out there, right? Right, you can see the length of the string is. Or you want me to write it in terms of what you saw over there, the size of the string is. All right?
So instead of saying instead of saying name dot size, I can still say name dot length, and I would get the same output.
I don't know. Let me try that. Let me try that. You're telling me that that's what happened. I don't think it's gonna work there. I don't think it's working. Abdul, is it? Oh no, let's run the program.
Do we have to include something? Maybe so?
Yeah. There we go. Name.length. Abdul, I think you seem to be on the right track over there. Abdul, have you been reading up your notes, Abdul?
I have been, and I did see somewhere, where they did mention that you could substitute length for size or size for length, and it would still do the same thing. So I just wanted to confirm if they do perform the same operation.
There we go. It confirmed it. And if you don't believe that, you can always go to my friend Google, right? Let's go to Google out there and let's see what Google has to say. Right? So Google. So what do we want to know? Does length, length and size is length and size the same, right? Is length and size the same in C++? We can use size to get the size of other containers like vectors in C++ is used only for string objects. You can finally conclude that both sizes can be used as synonyms. Does that answer your question, Abdul?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Right. I hope for Zillian I can see this. I shared another one, right? Okay. So that's what they are. That's what they're testing us there. Then let's see. They have something about is lower and is upper and to upper. Let's go and learn about this thing called to upper. Right? To upper. So I'm going to Control C. I'm going out there. And now I'm going to Control V it to upper X. Right, let's see if it'll take this. Let's go back to size, right? We're keeping to what the assignment question is all about, right? Expected. All right, so let's run this program. So, right, if you want to see this working, we can't be having numerical values over there, right? We can't be having numerical values over there. A, B, D, U, L. Abdul and student, S-I-S-O-N-K-E, from M-A-N-D-I-N-I. Right, oh, let's just, S-I-S, right, okay. So let's see what happens. There's no errors. So here's my string, Abdul and student Sisonke. Is that correct? Sisonke, S-I-S-K-O-N-K-A, from Mandini. The size of the string is, you're going to find out how long the string is. So no N. Oh, sorry, right? No N. Thank you. And now in line number 10, we learned that we want to run through all the characters in the string. We want to run from the beginning to the end of the string. That's what 0 to size n does. In line number 11, we want to display each and every character. In fact, let's do it separately. And then I'm going to call up another loop, if you don't mind. Control C. I talk to myself because I know you guys can't see what's happening there, right? So that's why right. So, and let's see what does this to upper does, right? We're going to learn what to upper does. I know Abdul spoke about it, but I don't believe him. I only believe what the compiler does, right, Abdul?
True.
Okay, right. Let's see what it does, right? Let's go to upper does. Ooh, this is not cool. Let's go and take out the inline there. I don't want that one. Let's put it on one line. Right, let's compile this there. I want to show you what it does. Oops. Abdul, let's make it look pretty, Abdul. Let's take out this. It's running too much, too far. Let's just run it. Abdul,
can you try and can you reduce the size of our string and leave it? Yeah, I think the shorter our string is, the better.
Yeah, I think so, Abdul, right? Let's run it. The size of the string is 5. That's correct. That's Abdul. That's 5. The subscript 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Let's make it look pretty now. And let's put a C out. Let's put an inline there. And let's put an inline here. Right. So you'll get what I'm talking about now. Let's compile this thing. Let's run it. Right, the size of the string is indeed 5. That's Abdul's name, Abdul, 5. The name subscript 0 is Abdul. Okay. Let's put an inline there. Let's inline there, so it makes it look pretty. Oopsie. Let's build and run it. Let's run it. Right, Abdul, does that look a little bit more prettier?
It's a bit better.
Yeah, right. Okay, and now Abdul, why isn't it giving me the capital letters? Where's the capital letters? I wanted to run the capital. The size of the string is 5. Name subscript 0 is A. Where's the 65 comes from?
Is it not the dot size or something? Because we're not supposed to be having these numbers.
Yeah, we're not supposed to be having those numbers. Okay, Abdul, we don't need that. I don't need that. We know that's working. And anybody? Oh, I got another 2 upper there. I got a 2 upper there. I don't need that 2 upper. Right, I don't need that 2 upper. Right. Abdul, you know what happened there? There's an extra 2 upper, right? Let's go and compile this thing, run it. Okay, that looks cool. Right. So the name subscript 0 is A, 1 is B, 2 is D, 3 is U, 4 is L. And the next loop, line number 16, 17, 18, what is it displaying, Abdul?
Remember, it's the size. I think we need to be having something that prints our characters or alphabets instead of the numbers.
Oh, okay. So what do I do that? What is 2 upper? You told me that 2 upper gives me the what is it? The uppercase characters.
We have is lower and is upper. So this is 2 upper. So I'm not sure what exactly this one performs per se, but is upper would be, that's a capital letter, and is lower, that would be a lowercase letter. But as for 2 upper,
yeah,
I would say maybe it's supposed to be turning a small character or a lowercase character into a capital letter. That's all what right, I'm thinking.
I don't know. You told me that, and it's not working now, Abdul. All right, I want uppercase in C++. There's a to lower, how to program to convert uppercase to lowercase. Right, it's giving me, Abdul, the ASCII value.
Oh, so I think that's why, and maybe we'll have to convert that ASCII value back into it being an alphabet instead of a number.
Makes sense, huh? Makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So how are we going to do that, Abdul?
Yeah, I'm not that good, so I think we might need some of your experience to come into play here.
Okay. Oh, it's already 1:45, and I'm already late for. I know I told you I was going to go shopping and things like that. So can we continue with this next week, if it's okay with you? And I'll take another question quickly, right? But and I know you're going to come for next week's lesson. But if you want to know what the answer is, which I have out here, and I shouldn't be doing this with you because you should be doing it by yourself. There's the program. I typed it out, but I want you to learn each and every function that goes on out there in each and every line. Okay, Abdul, Marianne, student from is it Osisonke, right? So we learned about name.size. We learned about is I supper, or we're going to learn about I supper. We're going to learn about two upper. We're going to learn about I slower. We discovered that, hey, this two upper is not giving me, Abdul said it's supposed to be a guess that it's all uppercase or capital letters, but it so happens that it's not. It's giving me a number. So you can try that out. And just to leave you with an answer so that you know you benefited by sitting here for 43 minutes, if I run this program, I'm going to get an answer. Oh, not that program. I'm going to compile this program.
Can we try casting that?
Sorry?
Can we try casting that integer values that we are getting into characters?
Yeah, try it. By all means, you can try it. By all means, please do. Right, I got to close Marianne, yeah? Otherwise, it's...
And then a favor, if possible, sir, that I could ask for is whatever snippets that you'd have from this assessment, so do you mind sharing them if that's okay, so that we can have...
Of course. All right. I think I shared it already in the program. Right. So there we go. Right. So there's the answer there, but I'm blocking it. Okay, Abdul? Abdul, do you see it? Now you see it. Now you don't. Now you see it. Now you don't. Now you see it. Now you don't. I made a joke. Oh, Marianne, I made a joke. Right. Okay. So there we go. So Abdul wants to see the program. Let's go to the program. That was Marianne 2. Reopen recent files, recent projects. Right. So there's a snippet of code, Abdul. You want a copy of this, Abdul? I'll post it in the chat.
Not this code, but actually the questions from the actual assessment, sir.
No,
is it possible for you to share those?
I would, but I want you to go and access it from your module, Abdul. Please go and access it.
Okay, normally maybe there are forms that you'd get it in PDF format, but with this one, it seems as if immediately if I'm to hit on attempt quiz, maybe there would be a countdown that takes place or something.
Yeah, but guess what? Ma'am's got it down written as the grading method is the highest grade. So I guess you can attempt it 2 or 3 times. Michelle has completed the assessment. Michelle, talk to me, Michelle.
So I can't really remember. I did it a while ago, and there's so many assignments in between. But I remember it was a lot of questions. I do feel that it was timed, but there was enough time. I didn't run out of time. I didn't get 100% or so, but yeah, it was
okay.
I think it was timed, and I don't remember having another attempt, but also I was too tired to even try another time. So I'll maybe look again.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Thank you, Michelle, for that. All right, Abdul, there we go. Abdul, Michelle has told you that there is plenty of time for you to work on it. You want the snippet of code. I want you all to attempt it, right? I want you all to attempt it. What is this 2 upper, 2 lower? And let's talk about the next one out here. Right? How many loops are necessary to access the contents of a one-dimensional array efficiently? So if you look at the way I've structured my lesson for today, I have a loop out there and I'm accessing all the elements of the loop, right? I know I just put in another one there for fun's sake. I'm not going to give you the answer because I don't give answers to assignment questions. Abdul?
Sure.
Yeah. Right. There, let's look at this one here. Question number 2. Given the array declaration below, what is stored in numbers subscript 2? Numbers subscript 2. So remember, student Mandini, your student Sisonka? Student Sisonka, you with us? Talk to me, student Sisonka.
Yes,
What did I tell you about counting in arrays?
Starts from 0.
Right. So if I had to ask for what is numbers subscript 2, don't give me the answer, but tell me that you know how to get it, student Sisonka.
You start counting from 0. So 0,
Yeah.
1, 2.
Yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So I'm not going to do that question for you. I'm going to look at something else. So if I wanted, in this case, if I wanted subscript 2, right? Abdul?
It would give us letter D. It would give us letter D, sir.
I don't know, Abdul. I don't know. We got to still work on this 2 upper, what that means. Abdul says is it going to give me a letter D? The name subscript X was not qualified. Oops. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so I'm so lucky I got a compiler to help me on the time. What's the problem here? Ooh. Okay, I don't need that. I don't need that. Let's see if Abdul is correct. He should know his name. What's in the second position of his name? Abdul? Abdul, you're right, Abdul, it is D. But Abdul, D is in your third position, Abdul.
But now remember, we start counting from 0.
Yeah, thank you, Abdul. Thank you, Abdul. Right. So I'm not going to leave you all with that one, right? Let's continue looking at this one here. Assignment, the question number 3. How many loops are necessary to access the contents of a one-dimensional array? So bear this in mind. You have a one-dimensional array and you got a two-dimensional array. You can have a three-dimensional array. All of that goes with it. I can tell you for now, for a fact, 0. How can you have 0 loops to access the contents of a one-dimensional array? You want to access all the contents, all the subscripts. Well, I don't know. Can you have 1 loop, 2 loops, more than 2 loops? Abdul?
I'll go for 1 loop.
I don't know. Don't give our answers. Michelle doesn't like you to give answers. Let's look at the next one. Question number 4. Which of the following options represents the output of the program below? Ooh, this is a struct. Now, a struct is also a data structure, right? And the struct has fields in there where one field can be an array, one can be a character, one can be an integer, but all of them put together will look the same, right? So think of it as a struct. In fact, one of my quiz questions are like that. Let's look at, and they're even calling up a function over there, display X. Let's look at the next question. Question number 5. What is the output of the program? Ma'am again asked you about output. Abdul, check it out, Abdul. There's the ampersand next to the X, and there's no ampersand in front of Y. You know my little and curly little thing, Abdul?
Sure.
Abdul, what do you think about that, Abdul?
That would be our reference parameter with that n%.
Yeah, and remember which module was we had? One of the things we did, fun with functions, right? Remember we were having fun over there, Marianne, fun with functions?
I remember that, sir. I'll say,
great,
sir,
great.
Here's a joke for you. You're about 20 minutes into your divorce. Are you aware of this?
Oh, I gotta go. She's ready. Okay, I gotta go. It's now 22. I forgot about that. Okay, quickly, 2 minutes. Thank you, Marianne. Right, let's go with it. We've got reference parameters. That's fun with functions. Question number 7. How many loops are necessary? Two-dimensional array. Two-dimensional. We'll talk about that next week. Number 8. Two-dimensional array. We'll talk about a two-dimensional next week. Number 9. And you know how to access it now, right? Look at my program that I have out there. Right, class, I gotta go. Marianne, do this recording will now stop. How you do no more recording or
this
stop?
recording has been completed.
Thank you. Let's stop the recording. Okay, I forgot about time. 12:51. I said I was gonna go into. All right, let me just stop the recording there. Right. Thank you very much, everybody. I gotta go.